as a director, you literally love your cast and crew. If everything is working out, if everything's going well. And I remember doesn't always happen, but on Anora it certainly did. And I remember about a week in, going over to Mikey's place to talk about the character and just being like, it's going well so far. So let's just keep this going because I want this to be the best film for you. I want this to be the best film for Mark, for everybody involved. And so it suddenly became almost for a goal to make the best film I could for the wonderful people surrounding me.
Everybody was really passionate about making this movie, so I was like, okay, this makes me want to even just take that extra step and commit even more, throw more of myself into this. And it becomes this whirlwind of everyone just putting everything into making something. I was heartbroken on the last day because I didn't want it to end, and I feel like it still hasn't ended.
Before any plot kicked in, I just wanted the audience to experience a night with Annie. So we didn't really want to fake it that much. We wanted to set the club up as if it was running. So we had all of our supporting actors and our background basically acting as if they were at the club. I don't think there was real alcohol, but everything else was pretty much in motion, meaning people were allowed to walk around the room, converse, talk out loud. We weren't worried about sound because we wanted to make it sound like an active club. We even had our producer, Alex Coco, DJing and playing music during the scene. And we had Mikey on a wireless mic making her rounds around the club, and we were documenting this on a telephoto lens, just shooting for 10 minutes straight. And we shot about 30 minutes of footage just following you.
Yeah, like you were saying, everything is live. All of the girls are there. I'll look to my left and Luna's there. Lindsay is chatting some guy up, and it's so real. It's kind of a dream for an actor to be able to experiment in a situation like that, because you have no idea where a conversation is going to take you or what this person is going to be like. You're walking up to them for the first time.
So many wonderful interactions. And we had to whittle this down. We had to whittle 30 minutes down to only 2 or 3 minutes. So it was tragic for me as the editor, leaving all this gold on the cutting room floor.
You can touch me, it's okay.
We had a full-length screenplay, but this was one of those scenes in the film that was very underwritten, knowing that a lot of it would come from improv. And based on our research and Mikey's research, having spent time in the club, talking to the dancers, understanding how to interact with these clients. And so just to watch you do it was amazing because you had all the ammunition. I'm gonna go up to this guy and I'm gonna talk to him about how hard he works during the day, and that's why he needs a break at night, so let's go get a private. And then the next guy, I don't know, about what he was wearing or something like that, complimenting him in this way or that way. You were really wonderful at covering all the bases.
As an actor, you're kind of looking at them and sort of almost profiling them in a way and thinking, okay, what is this person going to want? And you say hello, introduce yourself, and immediately from there, you kind of have an idea of who this person is. And also there were some real characters as background actors in that club scene, which kind of represents what I've witnessed, just looking around the room at the different men that are there.
It was very, I would say, Altman inspired. Robert Altman, the wonderful American director who had a style like this where he would just capture conversations from afar. And I think we really kind of nailed it because of Mikey being able to hold her own for literally 30 minutes, meeting people for the first time, having to engage with them, and then always having Annie's hustle come out in the last couple of seconds. So you want to go to a private? I love her accent in the film.
Jimmy, once you give me health insurance, workers' comp, and a fucking 401k, then you can tell me when I work and not work.
I think we shot club scenes within a handful of days, and then we took a break and came back. But I do know we shot a bunch of the lap dance scenes all together, which was great and kind of fun actually, because I kind of got into a rhythm. And so I was basically just giving a lap dance from beginning to end.
Yes, one song.
Yeah, one song, and then we would just take pieces from there. But the club definitely felt like its own movie in some ways, because I think there's so many different sides to Annie, and who she is in the club is very calculated, and then also who she is like in the dressing room is different.
I think I, in many ways, wanted to show her work environment as any other work environment, for the hope that somebody who might have an office job could see similarities and actually empathize and connect and identify. So the locker room, where Annie's eating from her Tupperware and talking to other dancers, that's essentially the water cooler moment, at the office. And then you have the friends at work that you get along with, and then you have the ones that you clash with. We're setting up this world to show you sex work is real work. This is real.
No, I'm eating my food.
That's why you have Tupperware, keep things fresh.
As an actor, I think one of my jobs is to really create like a backstory for my character and also be really clear on the relationships that I have with other people. And so Luna, who plays Lulu in the movie, and I really talked about our characters' friendships and where we first met, and when we look at each other like, you want to go smoke or something, I think our friendship is really clear. And then also with Diamond, I have, I don't know, like a certain thought if she did something that kind of screwed me over in this situation, or I think she told me that I stole a client from her at one point, and so that's why she didn't like me. But all of those details, I think, really enriched the film and the characters, and it's such a difficult job. It's psychologically demanding, it's physically demanding, so it's just human nature that there will be things that clash in an environment like that. And then also that friendships that kind of flourish, like you find your person. So I think it's nice to see both of those sides.
Stay jealous, babe. Stay jealous, honey. Jealousy is a disease. Remember that, Diamond?
The film takes place in New York. She had to have a Brooklyn accent. I'm from the tri-state area. I grew up in Jersey, lived most of my life in New York, so I can detect a real one. I can detect when somebody's not nailing it. So I know Mikey nailed it. I know Mikey got it. She got that Brooklyn attitude that's in that accent.
But also there were times too where you're like, okay, I really want you to hit the accent when you say like hot dog, okay? Like really hit the accent, hot dog. Like I want you to really go in.
Right.
And so there's like some really funny moments, I think, that it just was really specific with the accent. And obviously I'm such a California girl. Like I have this upward inflection and everything's kind of like up here and like airy, and it's very different with her. I think it's like more, I don't know, like here in her chest. And so I worked with an accent coach to kind of just create like an overall base. And then I actually went a couple weeks early and lived in Brighton Beach and hung out with girls and was listening for voices. And Luna, who grew up in Brooklyn, also kind of helped me out a little bit too. And then also there's a way that like a lot of young women talk now. I wanted to have sort of hints of that to make it modern as well. But I wanted to like master it because I knew how much improv we were going to be doing, and I didn't want to have any questions in my head of like, oh, does this sound right? Although I do remember on the first day, it was like kind of finding my footing, and then you came over and you were like, oh, adjust it this way, and then all of a sudden it was like perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool place, and the room I'm bringing you to is really nice.
And I also love how there's degrees of it throughout the film, because she's acting in many ways when she's at the club every night when she's working. So she probably reduces it on purpose. But when in a moment in which, well, she's not thinking about it, such as the home invasion
Or when
scene.
she's angry.
Angry. It's completely unaffected, and you have this moment where she's on the couch tied up saying, I love my husband, I'm gonna be with him forever. And it comes out.
I love my husband, and I plan on being with him forever.
I love that moment. We did talk a little bit before I got you the screenplay. And then once we did, it was like a lot of talk. It was like a lot of like breaking down motivations.
I did a lot of that sort of work myself, of backstory, and then obviously over the course of filming, I left room for her to evolve and grow and to learn more things about her. But I think there was also kind of I hope you feel the same way, but like an unspoken trust of like, I completely trusted Sean as a filmmaker to like guide me in the right direction if I was like going off the rails. So I feel like we were kind of in this similar headspace.
And so much so that we could actually make changes on set, pretty significant ones.
Oh yeah, or just like say the same thing at the same time. Like
Oh,
remember
yeah,
we were
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to think of a line and we looked at each other and we were like, this is the line. We said it at the same time and
Yeah, when Annie kicks Garnick in the face and he flies through the glass table, and then Annie goes, "Fuck your boss." That was Mikey and I figuring out that exact same time.
Fuck your boss!
And we did talk about stuff like, you know, the end was really discussed about like motivations and consequences and I think it was really cool that we came to the decision that like we're never going to fully know because she doesn't fully know, and both accepting that a lot can be left up for interpretation. Vegas was shot about 3 to 4 weeks after we wrapped New York.
yes.
But what was the exact last shot?
It was a scene where it was a dancing shot in a club where we were just picking up a couple seconds of us
yes.
dancing with the strobe.
And then
yeah.
we just worked it right into having like a dance party.
Yeah,
right
I remember
there.
Mark ran in and he like took his shirt off and was like dancing and we were all dancing with this strobe and it was
Right.
great. It was a great last scene to
It was
end on.
Yes.
Light on our greatest days. Light up. Tonight this could be the greatest night of our lives.
Hi, I'm Mikey Madison and this is Jam, as in strawberry jam. Oh,
Hi, I'm Sean, and this is Bunsen, as in Bunsen burner.
ooh. And this is a gift to you, Bunsen.
They just met each other like
from
moments
Jam.
ago. Oh, this
and
is a
this one
gift.
is for you,
Okay,
and that's for you.
there you go.
You like it? We can just put it here if you change your mind.
Great.
What is your favorite performance by a dog?
Booney is my favorite dog performance in my films. Booney was my other Chihuahua who actually starred in one of my earlier films, Starlet. And he actually did hit his like marks and actually understood cues. Very strange. Pretty incredible.